Hello and welcome to the Golden Days. I'm your host for the evening, afternoon, morning, whenever you're checking us out. I'm Cyrus Saatsaz. You can follow me on Threads and Instagram at DogWild, over on Twitter at Surf Journalist, the program on both platforms at Golden Days Pod. Why did I start off with that information? I have no idea. But what we're going to talk about today, it's going to be a brief show. It should be short and sweet because there isn't a lot to discuss except for a revelation and some breaking news. We do that on this program sometimes. There is breaking news pertaining to the Jonathan Kuminga standoff. If my source is accurate, and I don't know if he is, but he is a source directly connected to the situation, we're going to see an end to this one way or another. I'll explain what I mean in just a second. The Warriors themselves, meanwhile, are having an informal training camp of their own. I'm going to explain what I mean with that. There's a lot going on. I have no idea if it's good or bad. It seems bad. Let's talk about it. Happy midweek. It's Wednesday. They call this hump day, right? Well, let's talk about the Warriors. I was about to say a crass joke there. Better not to be said. Let's talk about this madness, this frustrating, never-ending drama involving your Golden State Warriors here on Golden Days.
They always find something to nitpick, and that's because there's expectations for us to win. Leave me alone this summer.
Let's go. In a minute, I'ma need a sentimental man or woman to pump me up.
God damn, man. What is going on with your Golden State Warriors? Dysfunction central is where we're at here. Welcome to the Golden Days. I already introduced myself. I told people how they can follow me on social media. So let's just get right into the nitty-gritty here, which should be a short and sweet episode presented by FanDuel, the official sportsbook of Golden Days and the Believe Network. I want to start off first and foremost with a reporting today from Shams Charania, and this update is important because what it represents is the Jonathan Kuminga standoff now having a direct adverse effect on the team. Training camp starts Monday, September 29th. We're recording this on Wednesday, September 24th, and the Golden State Warriors players have gone together. They've already started practicing together, working out together, but there's one notable absence. And I'll let Shams Charania explain to you what that who that absence is, and some details regarding this private workout. Props to Shams and Mark Stein, who broke this initially yesterday. But Stein didn't include a location. He didn't include information on who was spearheading this private workout that the team is engaged in. And maybe most importantly, he didn't include who wasn't participating. Here is Shams to break down the Golden State Warriors informally starting training camp this week with one notable absence.
We're talking about questions that have not yet been answered this offseason. You all know where I'm going with this, right? One more free agent yet to make the deal. Of course, Jonathan Kuminga and the Golden State Warriors. I feel like I've asked you this 10 times, and I may ask you 10 more. Where do things stand?
So Jimmy Butler is actually holding a team function, a team mini camp in San Diego this week. This is the first full year of Stephen Curry, Draymond Green, Jimmy Butler all together. One player that is not there, the only player on the potential Warriors roster that isn't there, is a restricted free agent, Jonathan Kuminga. My understanding is he is not appearing at this team function, this camaraderie mini camp in San Diego. This is still at a stalemate. I spoke to Aaron Turner, Kuminga's agent, today, and he told me the player option still remains critical in these conversations. We know about the 3-year, $75 million offer or 2-year, $45 million offer. Both still have team options in them. Him, just like Grimes, has until October 1st before his decision. But these sides still at a stalemate. Jonathan Kuminga did not appear at the first kind of team-related event the Warriors players had today.
I just appreciate that you called it what it is. It's a function. It's not just a get together. It's a function for the Golden State Warriors. Sean.
So basically what this is turning into now is real drama. I'm sorry. It's a real distraction now for this team because, again, according to that report, and I mean, how amazing would it be if we had spies down in San Diego telling us who specifically was part of this workout, because that would explain exactly who's expected to sign contracts and play for the Golden State Warriors this season. And that's all being held up right now because of this Jonathan Kuminga standoff. So the Warriors being cheap. And again, this is where like Desiree in the chat, brother, why does nothing we say in this program resonate with you? Like nothing we say stays in that noggin of yours. It just goes in one ear and out the other. And then you end up reciting stupid, you're parroting stupid talking points from other media organizations. In this case, Desiree in her chat writing, it's time for JK to pack his bags, not trying to deal with this mess during the season, and the veterans should have to deal with it. Why do you keep directing your angst at Kuminga and not the Warriors, who are being cheap, who are trying to lowball him? That's the part I don't get. Why are people blaming Kuminga here when the Warriors have screwed him over opportunity-wise, 18th in his draft class in minutes per game? There's no justification for that. And that minute reduction has resulted in statistical reductions, which have hurt his negotiating stance. You look at all of his draft peers. Apparently, I need to bring this up again because of how dense a lot of you are. Sorry, Desi, but this is frustrating me now that you're still going to this level, putting the onus on Kuminga like it's his fault. Give me a break here, man. Look at these salaries one more time. Since apparently, again, it ain't registering. Cade Cunningham, $314 million guaranteed. Signed that contract before potential started being realized. I think he was out for the year injured when he signed that deal. Jalen Green, $146 million, guaranteed. Evan Mobley, $305 million, guaranteed. Scotty Barnes, $257 million, guaranteed. Jalen Suggs, $180 million, guaranteed. Josh Giddey, put a 1 in front of that number, $127 million, guaranteed. Franz Wagner, $247 million, guaranteed. And yet, for some reason, some of you dunces out there think Jonathan Kuminga, who has only earned $25 million so far and who has an offer on the table for only 50 more guaranteed dollars, which would increase that amount to 75, which is drastically lower than all of his draft classmates. Yet this is Kuminga's fault. Let me remind you of this as well. If Kuminga gets what he's asking for, it doesn't hurt the Warriors at all. Golden State is strictly here looking out for their pocketbooks when they don't need to. So why is this on Kuminga for some of you dunces out there? I don't get it, man. And Desi, I see this type of verbiage on social media. Like Anthony Slater posted something, for example, on Twitter today. And every reply to that post was, get Kuminga out of here. It's his fault. Why is it his fault when he's being lowballed contractually? And what he's asking for will not hurt the team at all. At all. Worst comes to worst, maybe GP2 can't re-sign. The horror. I don't get any of this shit from so many people out there who are pointing the finger at the wrong direction. And maybe it's by design. Maybe some of you just would prefer to live in a fantasy land of I love the Warriors no matter what, and you just want to shield out the truth. And maybe that's how you roll. And if that's the case, fine. But that ain't how I roll. That is not how this program rolls. I focus on objectivity and truth. Accuracy matters. And in these negotiations right now, Jonathan Kuminga on September 24th is getting screwed over by the Golden State Warriors with these negotiations because a third guaranteed season would not cripple the Warriors, would still underpay Kuminga compared to all of his draft classmates, but somehow this is Kuminga's fault? Get the hell out of here, man. Now, here is the breaking news. And I saw Alan Day bring up early in the chat that writing apparently Malik Monk to the Warriors and first-round picks are allegedly looking for a third team. Alan, provide your sources, please. That is not at all where I'm going with the information that I want to share today. So if you don't mind following up with that, and here I'll put the link in the chat as well, just in case anyone wants to come on. And if you want to argue with me about this, please come on the show, man, because I'm so tired of anonymous Twitter accounts and anonymous Threads accounts like parroting what local media says defending Steve Kerr. Ex-players are not sitting here blaming Kuminga. None of them. So why do you keep listening to these local media schmoes who are all think in their heads they're buddies with Steve Kerr and refuse to criticize him at the level that is deserved for someone who has led a team underachieving these past few years, largely because of his inane decisions revolving the young players? Now, here's the breaking news, and then Alan, I'll bring you on the show. The breaking news is this. This is going to end on October 1st, and the October 1st has nothing to do with this decision, all right? Everyone keeps bringing up October 1st. Even Shams Charania did right there as when the qualifying offer expires. It doesn't matter. If the qualifying offer expires on October 1st, and nobody signs anything, in this case being Kuminga, the only thing that's going to happen after that is the Warriors are going to simply offer a new qualifying offer that will extend through March 31st. Now, what a key source has told me is that on October 1st, if Jonathan Kuminga does not get the deal that he's asking for, 3 years, $75 million, all 3 of those years guaranteed. He's asking for a player option, but make no mistake about it. If year 3 is simply guaranteed, no option on either side, he's signing that deal. If the Warriors don't give him that deal, if the Warriors stick with the team option in year 3, he's going to accept the qualifying offer on October 1st. And in just a second, I'm going to explain to you what that means, because it's not good news. Okay, I'm going to spell it out for you very clearly. If the Warriors go into this season with that egg floating over everybody, that dark cloud suddenly hovering over everybody, you're not winning a title. You're literally staining one of Stephen Curry's final years playing this beautiful game for the Golden State Warriors. You don't win championships with distractions on your team. You don't win championships if everyone is not focused on the same goal. And you're on the cusp of having one of your best players enter the season with one focus in mind. And it ain't going to be a championship. That focus is going to be, how do I make myself look good for unrestricted free agency next year? Never mind, the Warriors would not be able to trade him if he signs that qualifying offer because a no-trade clause comes with it. His agenda is going to be different from the rest of the team. He's already not participating in a training camp where supposedly every teammate of his is there, involved in it right now. They're building chemistry. Camaraderie is forming. They're all lining up on the same page. Jonathan Kuminga is not there because that's the advisement for a player in this position. If you went to that training camp, the message that would be sent to the Warriors is, we're going to bend over and we're going to blink first. Not to mention, what happens if Kuminga gets injured in a setting like that? He's not going to risk it, all right? And his teammates understand that. His teammates respect him for it because most of them have been in contract negotiations that are borderline nightmarish. Clearly, none of them have gone to this level, but they've all been in a situation where teams have tried to underpay him, try to screw him over. I mean, Jimmy Butler, first and foremost, resonates with Jonathan Kuminga as much as anybody. I mean, we've all seen his contract negotiations. So this is what the Warriors think is the smart move? To let one of your key players come into the season distracted? October 1st. That is the date. If the Warriors don't give Kuminga that third year guaranteed, he's going to sign the qualifying offer, and he's doing it largely because Kuminga has no intention of letting this drag out to the point where the Warriors would suffer for it by not being able to sign the other veterans. So Kuminga's playing ball in the sense of setting a date where he's going to show up one way or another. But the individual who shows up on October 1st, if it's a qualifying offer and not a 3-year, $75 million offer, is someone with his own agenda, someone who's borderline a poison pill in your locker room with one foot out the door. You ain't winning shit like that. You are not winning a championship. I don't even know if you make the playoffs with that team and that mentality. You might make the playoffs, but again, your best players are Stephen Curry at 38, Jimmy Butler at 36, Draymond Green at 36. It's insane. I mean, we did a show last night of over-unders, right? And we're going to continue that next Tuesday. The Southwest Division was the only division we covered in the West. That division is stacked. And there's 2 more of them. The Western Conference is deep as F. You can't go into the season half-assed. You can't go into the season without everyone being on the same page. Yet that is what the Golden State Warriors are willing to do if they don't give Kuminga that 3-year, $75 million deal, which, again, does not hurt the Warriors in any regard, unless you're worried about Joe Lacob and company ownership maybe not being able to buy a 5th house. That's where we're at. Alan Day, how are you doing, man? What's on your mind?
What's up, Captain? How you doing?
Hey, brother. How are you?
I'm very well. I'm hanging out back, man.
The nice backyard, dude. Congrats. That's a nice setup.
Thank you. LA, man. I'm out here in SoCal.
Beautiful.
Thank you, man. So, and speaking of the breaking news, this is from a tweet from Sam Amick, if I'm pronouncing his name correctly.
Yeah, you are.
As he tweeted out that the Warriors and the Kings have reopened dialogue for potential trade for Jonathan Kuminga, Monk, first-round pick. And obviously the Warriors do not have any interest in Monk and the player option that's attached to his contract, in which they'll try to flip him with the third team.
Yeah, I see this right now. The tweet at least writes that the Warriors and Kings have reconnected recently. So you're right. Maybe they are talking, and I hope something comes out of this. So you read the story, and it said that in order to make it work, there's going to be a third team involved?
Yeah, it sounds like the Warriors do not have any interest in Monk at all. So
they don't.
But
I can confirm that. Yeah.
To my bullet point, what I've been thinking, and it's clear, right? I do not believe any young player should ever sign a team option, right? And they have no interest. In fact, Jonathan Kuminga was the first player in NBA history to be presented an extended extended offer on a rookie contract with a team option attached to it. And it's quite possible that the Players Association is involved, and all of the other restricted free agents have connected. Because if Jonathan Kuminga signed that team option, that's going to set the floor for rookie contracts for the future within this CBA. So there's no reason for Jonathan Kuminga to sign that. He's not going to do it. And if the Warriors,
he will. October 1st, he will. That's what I'm telling you. Is his intention? October 1st,
No. What I'm saying is he's not going to sign a team option. He's not going to do it because
he's not. No, he's not. And he shouldn't. I get it. I get why he doesn't want that. Yeah.
It'll set the floor for in the CBA for rookie contracts. It will be known as the Jonathan Kuminga contract. And I don't think he's going to do it. And I don't think the Players Association wants him to do it. And I don't think any agent in the NBA wants him to do that. So he's not going to do it. There's a reason why Grimes is not going to do it. There's a reason why Cam Thomas didn't do it. And obviously they all got together in which that a similar offer was on the table for Giddey. But, they had to sign Giddey because obviously they gave up Caruso for him. So they had no choice but to do it. But Grimes.
And they like him. Right? And they actually wanted him back. Solo Dolo in the chat asking, can the Warriors not sign anyone if Kuminga signs a qualifying offer? No. If anything, it gives them more space And the Warriors can easily sign Horford, Melton, Seth Curry, GP2, if that's rumored to be the players coming. But again, Kuminga himself would have a no trade clause, and he's gone next year. Make no mistake about that. Gone. Like he will already have 1 foot out the door. So a player that you're counting on as being one of your best will just basically be checked out, except for padding stats, because that matters in contract negotiations. So
for sure. I mean, but I think a Warriors fan, and me being a fan, unfortunately, is going through this. You know, we need to get over the fact that Jonathan Kuminga is the cancer that's going in for this offseason, and kind of open our eyes and see that the Warriors for 7, maybe 8 consecutive offseason, there's been something crazy going on. Every single offseason, there's something. It's between Draymond, it's between Kerr. How many guys have left this team and we found out later they were disgruntled?
I just don't get why the Warriors won't simply guarantee that 3rd year. Like why are you letting it get to the I have no clue what's going on here. If you don't value Kuminga, trade him. I hope this Kings report is true. We've heard like 30 of these things this offseason, so I don't believe shit anymore. And I just don't get it. What's your game here, Golden State? Like, what is your agenda here, man? How are you winning, lowballing a player that on one hand you value, then the very next hand you don't value because you're lowballing him, like you're willing to trade him, but you're not. The mixed messaging is absurd, and I just don't get it, man. More nonsensical bullshit in this Steve Kerr era. But the craziest part is this is not Steve Kerr's fault. This right now is a front office Jonathan Kuminga situation. Kerr has nothing to do with it at this point. This is a front office bungling, man. Like I
don't agree with that side. I mean, Steve Kerr has something to do with it, because you got to remember, in the middle of contract negotiations, Steve Kerr went on that Monty Poo episode and he dogged Kuminga out in the middle of negotiations.
Correct. But what I'm trying to say is that Kuminga has already said, his agent more specifically, has already come out publicly and said they're willing to move past all that. And Steve Kerr himself who knows? But I don't think he's still telling the front office, or is telling the front office, don't sign him. Like my understanding is Kuminga and Kerr are actually okay personally. This is what I've heard behind the scenes. And at this point, you're right that Kerr has done a lot of dumb shit to let it get to this point. But the Warriors can heal everything by just guaranteeing year 3. Guarantee year 3. This is done. And why are they not guaranteeing it?
And it's weird because, the leverage that Kuminga has, it's not necessarily the player itself. People think like he doesn't have leverage. Well, the leverage is in the salary slot. The Warriors cannot make another mistake by abandoning another salary slot. They did the same thing with the Jordan Poole and Chris Paul situation.
Yeah.
How do you mismanage your salary slots? You already mismanaged the money. You put 90% of your payroll is stuck with 3 players. This is your salary slot. So if he walks away and you do not have $25 million attached to him, you're not going to be able to sign not anyone this year, but next year you're dead.
And
maybe
you can't
even a year after that.
And you can't trade him, because not only will he not have a no trade clause, but his salary is going to be $7.9 million. You can only facilitate trades within 75% of the 2 players' salaries. So whoever you trade Kuminga for, they can't make more than, I think, 11 million, less than 5 million. It's not like you're going to get some superstar in that price range. So Kuminga signing the qualifying offer would be a nightmare. Simon 2 in the chat says Steve Kerr controls the front office. Everything goes back to Steve Kerr. Let's say, for the sake of argument, you're right. He's not controlling salary figures. He's not involved at that level. And more importantly, if Steve Kerr really wanted Kuminga gone, Kuminga would be gone. Like, Steve Kerr has never issued that a message to the front office that I can't work with this guy. If he wanted Kuminga gone, he would have made that message very clear, and Kuminga would be long gone. So that's why I don't entirely subscribe to that. PMG's adding that Stephen Curry has failed to support Jonathan Kuminga. But again, Kuminga's agent came out last week and said that Steph has been reaching out to him. They have communicated. And this is a friendly reminder that most players are not like LeBron James, playing the part of a GM on top of everything else. Stephen Curry stays in his lane, man. Like, he's got a million things on his plate to deal with besides also being the GM of the Warriors. Steph does support Kuminga. Steph wants Kuminga back. If Steph did not want Kuminga back, again, he'd be long gone by now. We would not be looking at potentially year 5 of the Jonathan Kuminga experience. So what's going on here simply is the Warriors front office, for whatever reason, is cheaping out on that third year. We've heard we've read multiple reports that they want flexibility in 2027 because Steph's contract, Jimmy Butler's contract, Draymond Green's contract, they all expire that year. And supposedly the Warriors want to go big fish hunting. Even if that premise is true, Jonathan Kuminga making $25 million in 2027 by itself is not going to handicap you. You will still have the space to add other free agents. I just don't understand what this year 3 thing is. Like, why are you letting it get to this point where you're now literally hurting the team in the process? Guarantee year 3, man. I don't get it. Am I making sense, Alan?
You make great sense. But for the last gentleman about that mentioned Steph, man, like if we're gonna say that Steph Curry is the leader, if we're gonna say that culture when it comes to the Warriors, we have to at least look at someone and hold them accountable, because you have to remember all of these things happen under Steph Curry's watch. Jordan Poole gets smoked in the mouth. His own Splash brother walks away because of money. I mean, your brand is attached to the Splash brother image, and Klay Thompson walks out of the door. You know, so I'm not blaming Steph, but you got to think like he is the leader.
There's some culpability there. I agree with you. And again,
something is going on.
I'll repeat this time and time and again. Stephen Curry and Draymond Green, they're loyal to Kerr. They've gone through wars together. They're going to end their careers together. Stephen Curry is a firm subscriber to the philosophy of staying in your lane. He does not interfere with coaching decisions. He doesn't interfere with front office decisions. He will at times give some input, but it doesn't mean he's making demands. And his philosophy is let the people who have specific jobs do their jobs. My job is playing basketball, running my media ventures, running a family of 4 children. Alan, do you have kids?
Yeah, I have 1.
So, okay, even with 1, right? I used to have a step kid. Is that not a full-time job just by itself?
Absolutely.
Try 4.
Absolutely.
So Stephen Curry has 4 kids, a wife, he's happily married, and make no mistake about it, that's a job. He has a job of playing basketball. He has a meeting. He's acting and yet some people think he should also be a GM and a coach. Stephen Curry is staying in his lane in this situation, man. That's the best I could tell you. And there's no evidence that has ever indicated otherwise, brother. That's what I'm saying. I get what you're saying too, Alan, though, that there should be, like, Steph could be speaking up. Like, Steph could be more vocal in this situation. And who knows if he was more vocal, if the team would react to it. But what Draymond Green has said publicly is negotiations are tough. This shit happens, and they're staying out of it, and they're letting the Warriors handle it. But you're right. Maybe they should be saying something.
Well, so if we're going to make that argument, we need to rebrand the argument from getting Steph Curry a 5th ring, but rebranding it into having a competitive team. And if we win, we're winning. You know what I mean? Because if we're being blatantly honest, can we sit here today, September 22nd or 3rd or whatever it is, and say
24th.
This team 24th? Can we really honestly say that this is a contending team with 9 players on the roster with a dysfunctional, front office, and your 3 guys who's holding up all of the payroll? They're going to the front office. It's like, what the heck is going on? Like, why is this guy not signed? What are we going to do? Like, it's a lot of confusion going on. I mean, we can honestly say all the teams that the Warriors have won, they had a sense of togetherness going into camp. I've never seen an organization win anything with a roster in dysfunction like this. This is odd. This is really
it's beyond odd
situation.
Alan, we haven't been able to talk Warriors basketball in 3 months. All we've talked about is politics, negotiations, CBA bullshit, contracts. Like, Who wants it? Like, I'm shocked there's an audience still for any of these shows, myself included, because like this is all we're discussing and it's bullshit. Look, media day is Monday, and I'll be fully transparent on this note. The Warriors front office and let me rephrase this. The Warriors communications department, they don't know what the hell is going on. There is no logistical details available yet for media day. To be this far in, September 24th, media day, September 29th, unprecedented. This is everything about this is ugly, and the front office can easily quell this and make a million people happy by just guaranteeing year 3 of Jonathan Kuminga. I feel like he's compromised and then some in these negotiations. For him to settle and say he's okay with 3 years, $75 million, that is a massive compromise.
Absolutely.
All the Warriors have to do is just say, okay, and this is done. They're not doing that, though. Like, what is going in their heads, man? I don't get it, dude. I really don't get it. I wish I could talk to Lacob and get his rationale on this. Like, because he might just simply say, well, I don't think he deserves it. And if that's the case, then it's like, all right, well, you're being very short-sighted because in case you haven't noticed, your whole team is imploding right in front of you. Dude, this is wild shit, man. I want to get to Desiree because he wants to defend himself for still blaming Kuminga for this mess. Any final thoughts, Alan?
No, man. Thanks for getting me on and keep up the good work, man. Appreciate it.
Of course, brother. Right back at you, man. And congrats. How old is your one kid?
He's 6. He's a single A baseball player right now, doing really good.
Nice.
First grader. He's a great kid, fun kid. You know, it's a good time.
Good stuff. Congratulations,
thanks,
brother. I'll see you soon, man. Thank you, Alan. Desi, why are you blaming Kuminga? Great to have you, man.
Hello. Oh, sorry. Nah, I wasn't blaming Kuminga. I just think this situation is just like not savable. Yeah. And I saw your tweet about like the Kuminga thing, and I won't ask who your source is because I guess
I can't. Look, it's one of those things where like the reason why these things are anonymous sometimes is so that they will feed you information in the future, right? If I just blurt out the name, and look, I think it's pretty obvious who my source is. I mean, it's pretty obvious who the same source is for all these reports everywhere you look. It's not a huge secret, but I'm not going to name names simply because I'd like to have this person as a source in the future. So, but with that said, what's on your mind, brother? Spill away, please.
It was just I saw the was it Shams about Kuminga not going to the thing, and it just seems like the ship is falling. And honestly, the Kyo, like him signing the qualifying offer, it's just not a good idea. I just rather him just leave at this point because I don't want him. I just don't want him like on the team, just going for his own stats, trying to get his either trade value up or his next contract.
No one does, Desi. That's an awful situation. And side note, Desi, just so you know, in case, look, at this point, man, if the Warriors did that, I wouldn't hate it. I just want this to be over, man. Like everybody, if October 1st rolled around and the Warriors just let the qualifying offer expire and didn't renew it, which is their right, Kuminga's an unrestricted free agent. He'd be gone. So they could do that, but they don't want to do that. It's just they're just being greedy, man. It's really messed up. I think the Warriors, what they're doing is really messed up. You're right. They could literally let JK go if they wanted to, but they're not going to do that either. They want to get equal value back. Okay, what's equal value? Well, equal value is 2 years, $45 million. Okay, so you expect great talent back, but you're not going to pay the guy the commiserate amount of great talent. Like, make that make sense. I just want some logic here, dude. Like, I don't get what's going on. Sorry to step all over your words. Go ahead.
Yeah, I agree with that part. Like, one thing if I had to critique the front office is that in the trade scenarios, they're overvaluing Kuminga. I'm not trying to diss Kuminga in this, but they're asking for too much in return. They don't want to attach a pick because I feel like we could have got Keegan Murray already if we attached it like maybe a second round pick, a pick maybe.
Oh, like we offered more to them?
Yeah, at this point, that's because we're gonna lose JK for nothing at this point. So why not get Keegan Murray? And
here's the other tricky part about trading with the Kings that no one seems to remember when they talk about these trade scenarios. Like there's some host out there. I think his name is Jason Timpf. I think he's part of Volume, part of a Colin Cowherd's podcast network, and there was some clip out there a day or two ago from him where he's like, the Warriors are idiots if they don't make this trade. Like first round pick and Monk, do it yesterday. What are you doing? It's like, pay attention to some of the nuance here. You can't just make that trade because if you trade Jonathan Kuminga, you can only get half the value back. Anything above that and you're hard capped, at the first apron. You're screwed. So if you do a sign and trade with Kuminga and the Sacramento Kings, you have to get half of what Kuminga is going to make in that deal. And Malik Monk's making, what, 18 million, 19 million? So you'd have to sign Kuminga to a $36 million deal, since Monk would make half that in order to make the trade work. I don't think the Kings are offering 36 million for him. So logistically speaking, impossible, unless the Warriors also add like Moses Moody and also add other deals. And again, but are you going to do that for Malik Monk? No. So there's this thing is complicated from a trade perspective, where people who bring up like, oh, why aren't they just trading him for Malik Monk? Never mind that the equivalent value is just not there, in my opinion. But you can't do that, because unless you bring back only half the value, you get hard capped at the first apron, 197 million. You can't go a penny over that. And if you make a trade like that, Al Horford's out the picture. Probably at least GP2, I wouldn't mind that so much, but Seth Curry probably would not be allowed to come back. It would be a mess. You'd be hurting your team substantially. So the third team might be the way to go. What Sam Amick is reporting apparently today, that might be the way to go, is to get the third team involved, because the third team gives you some flexibility with these rules and stipulations. This thing's a nightmare, man. I mean, if that's what you're going to do, why have you waited until 4 days before training camp to make this deal? Like, what are you doing? This reeks of incompetency from the Warriors front office. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I agree partially about them overvaluing Kuminga on the trade thing, but I don't really I blame Aaron Turner in this whole situation, because I feel like they blinked. They blinked, as one of the reporters were saying in ESPN, and they gave him 2 years of guaranteed money in a third year. And I don't really see the problem with the team option. I know he wants to have control over his future and things like that, but he's already getting 2 years of guaranteed money, and it's not and I feel like the money is around where he's valued. From what, and again,
that's what we're gonna have to. That's where we're going to have to agree to disagree. And I understand Aaron Turner's perspective in terms of the amounts, because again, do you want me to list all those other guaranteed contracts again? That's how this works. When you're in negotiations, you present comparable contracts out there as baseline figures, right? And from Kuminga's perspective, those baseline figures are what his draft class peers have made. All of his draft class peers ahead of him and one pick behind have already made hundreds of millions of dollars more. Kuminga's asking for 75. And that's too much, especially when it doesn't hurt the team. That's the part that I don't get. Yeah.
There's a lot of nuance, though, because those peers, they're the first option or the second option. Kuminga is probably our third option.
Why is that? But if you're Kuminga, why does that matter?
I'm saying the role on his team. I don't see him getting more than 30 minutes with Steve Kerr.
Okay, here's your pushback, Desiree, from Kuminga's perspective, right? I didn't have that opportunity because I have a head coach who's a moron and benched me time and time and again. I'm 18th in my draft class in minutes per game. In any other situation, I actually would be the first or second option. But part of the reason why you're trying to devalue me is because your coach screwed me over. And we're not going to accept that. That's what he's saying. That's what Aaron Turner's saying to the team.
That's a fair statement. Steve Kerr did mess him up. But I don't blame the front office. They're just trying to get him at a good price. Honestly, I'm not going to pay for potential. Kuminga has amazing potential, but I'm not going to pay for potential. Would you pay for potential?
That you have to. That's how draft picks work.
It's not. It's not completely
you're
potential.
Land if you think
Kuminga.
Yeah.
You could go.
No, I was saying I just listen again. I'll show these graphics again to give you some perspective. When Cade Cunningham signed a contract for nearly $300 million guaranteed, this was, I believe, in year 2 of his career, before we had any idea what he was going to be, and he was hurt. So that contract right there, $300 million, was based off potential. Look at Jalen Green, $146 million, based off potential. He was not the team's leading scorer when he signed that deal. Evan Mobley got his $305 million guaranteed, based off potential. Scotty, do you want me to go through all this? All these deals are from potential. That's what happens when you draft a lottery pick. If you're going to try to circumvent that, you're going to look like an asshole and potentially screw over your team, like what the Warriors are doing now.
Okay. That's a good review.
And let me say one more thing real quick, Desiree. Again, I get what you're saying. Like you're presenting the business owner rationale of, I want my money well spent, right? But if in this case, if you give Kuminga that 3rd year guaranteed, how does that hurt the Warriors? Like, let's say worst case scenario, Kuminga is a bust. $25 million out of $170-180 million cap, which is what it's going to be 2 years from now. That represents what, 20%, 15% of your cap? Like you could trade him at that point if you had to. I'm sure you could find a buyer. You found a buyer for Jordan Poole, Iguodala, all these other pieces. Like, what I'm trying to say here is trying to save money on that 3rd year, to me, is nowhere near worth what's going on now. Like, there is a cause and effect situation here. And the cause of this strife is the Warriors not giving Kuminga a 3rd guaranteed season. And if your logic is, well, he hasn't earned it, we're doing this off potential. This is how the NBA, how all pro sports work. This is the deal, man. It sucks. It's not always great, but this is what happens if you decide to play hardball and not pay your guy based off potential. They get pissed off. He's holding out now, and this is a mess. When all they have to do is guarantee that 3rd year. That's it.
I honestly don't know why they won't guarantee that 3rd year.
I don't either.
Two ideas too, from what I heard. The first one is trade value. Maybe they're negotiating with other teams and the other teams don't want that 3rd year. Maybe. Second, that would probably make sense, is they're trying to get flexibility for that year because Giannis and Jokic. And okay,
that's what they're saying.
I don't know. Yeah. There's probably some reason. I put my trust in the front office. You might not. I feel like
I don't trust anybody, dude. I like and Desiree, that's an age thing. Like the older you get, the more you realize, you know what? I'm not going to trust a thing until I'm certain. Like that's how I roll, man. I don't just blindly trust people or things. It's too much incompetency and too much human nature out there for blind trust to be something I roll with. But that's just me.
I guess, but yeah, I don't know. I trust that they're smart enough and these are educated people doing this. I mean, I respect these jobs. They earned them, that they had to get it. I respect the coaching job that Steve Kerr has. I respect these things because they're not just getting by just dumb people don't get it. That's my point.
Desi, we'll have to agree to disagree that these people have earned it. Keep in mind, Mike Dunleavy Jr., who's the GM, his dad played in the NBA. And look, his dad did not help him get drafted 3rd overall or play at Duke, but it did help that he grew up with a dad who basically steered him in all the right avenues, getting to the NBA. And I don't think it hurts that name got him an assistant GM job with the Warriors under Bob Myers. Never mind the fact that Kirk Lacob, the assistant GM, is the owner's son. So I'm a little wary of the premise that all these folks have earned it. I'm very wary of the premise that all these people are smart, educated. They might be educated and they might have some level of acumen, but I've seen so much incompetency from so many NBA teams and front offices. I'm done with that premise, man. I judge with each individual case, each individual team, each individual period. And what I'm seeing from the Warriors right now, man, like, this is messed up. I don't know how you can defend this. Like, I really don't. Like, certainly not logically, I don't know.
I'm not.
Maybe
I'm not defending. I would just want Kuminga to sign, but I'm just saying, I understand what they're doing. I understand both sides. It's just yeah, they're just.
You understand the Warriors side, even now with the team practicing without him, with Kuminga basically, October 1st signing the quality. You still understand the team just holding out like this?
They already blinked and gave him a 2nd guaranteed year.
Well, blink again. What's wrong with blinking twice? Why is that such a hard line for you?
Because if the contract was horrible, okay, it's a good contract. Let's not fool ourselves. It's 2 years of guaranteed in a play in a team option.
Again, Desi. These are pro athletes, brother. You and I are real people in the real world. These people are not. So you have to understand, they're negotiating for professional athletes, and they make real serious money. And to them, half these negotiations are based strictly off what their peers, what other people in these situations are making. I hear what you're saying, dude. And Rick Barry, who has his own grievances, he's been on the show, man. He'll bring up all the time, how his highest salary ever when he played in the NBA, I think, was $500,000, which by today's standards is chump change. And so he has no sympathy for these players. He's with you, but but the pro athlete's mindset is we'll never truly understand that. We won't. And in their world, dude, this is a deal breaker. And if you're the Warriors, bend over. Who cares? Bend over. Just end this thing. Like what? Like the fact that this has dragged on this long, I'm done pretending the Warriors have a defense here. They've lost me, brother. I don't get it. I don't get what's going on here. This is crazy to me, man. I thought the goal was a championship. Like I thought the goal was to present a scenario that gives you the best shot at winning a chip. The fact that the team is holding a private training camp, and they have to do that because 4 of their players cannot sign until this Kuminga thing's resolved. So they're having private workouts. A player who's supposed to be the future of this team and a key contributor now isn't even participating in an event that is chemistry building, that's developing a physical stamina and strength. Like these are important moments in an NBA season, what's happening right now. And the Warriors, because they don't want to guarantee a third year, are causing this distraction. And I just don't understand how you can defend it at this point. I get $50 million is a lot. I get it. But again, when you're Jonathan Kuminga, and more importantly, his agent, he's looking at Cade Cunningham. He's looking at Suggs. He's looking at Scotty Barnes. He's looking at Franz Wagner, who shoots 32% from 3 and was drafted after Jonathan Kuminga, yet he has $257 million guaranteed. That's their mindset. They're looking at the other players in that draft class, and they're asking the Warriors, why are we not getting what all these guys made? And the Warriors' answer to that is, well, you're inconsistent sometimes, blah, 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 whatever the reasons are. And then Kuminga comes back and goes, you're not playing me enough for me to be consistent. 18th of my draft class in minutes. And this is the standoff. This is where they're at. And if you're the Warriors, just give in. That's what I'm saying. Give in. Okay? Like you've pushed it this far. Every other player in Kuminga's draft class, 1 through 9, 1 through 10, have gotten like $100+ million, except for I think Zaire Williams and Davion Mitchell, who are 9 and 10. But even they have made more than Kuminga. Just give in. Just give in, man. Just this is insane that we're still doing this. I'm exhausted, dude. How are you doing? How's life for you, by the way? Changing subjects. Is your personal life good? Are you getting some booty out there? How's the dating scene?
For sure. It's quiet for now, but I'm gonna get back in after JK signs.
All right, because right now, the reason why I say that is because I think we all need distractions, because this is it's frustrating. This is so frustrating, and I hope you're out there having fun, man. I really do. Any final thoughts? Because I want to bring Sharia on the show before we wrap up the program. Sharia, you've been waiting down there patiently. I appreciate you in our green room. Desiree, any final thoughts?
For any of the people that think that JK signing or not signing or not playing at all is going to ruin our chances of winning that 5th championship, I don't want people to be as scared as they might think they are, because we were doing good without him. Even though he's a nice piece to have, we pretty much beat Houston without him. Getting Al Horford, getting these other pieces, I think we'll be fine either way. So let's just get that. That's all I got to say.
I appreciate the optimism, man. It's needed. Desi, I'll see you soon. Thank you, brother. And let's get Sharia on the show to wrap it up. I think it's her first time on the program. Nice to meet you. How are you doing?
Nice to meet you. I'm doing well.
Awesome.
I just have to say, I'm so sick of us. I am so sick of us. I have been a Warriors fan and a fan of the show side.
Thank you. That means the world.
For a couple of years, and I have had enough. I have had enough.
Yeah.
At this point, the nerve of us. Okay, the nerve of us. Who else do we have? You have to remember, Jonathan Kuminga has been on this team for a while, so he's seen the shit with Clay.
Yes.
Okay. He's seen the shit with Wiggins. Okay. He's seen a lot of shit. He's seen the shit with Jordan Poole. He's seen a lot of shit. And it seems to me that us Warriors fans have forgotten that.
Yeah, that's a very. Never mind Moses Moody.
He sucks.
And Moody got paid, but still.
But how much? Bless his heart.
Exactly,
and I like him, but it's a different type of personality.
It is.
And this young brother knows his worth. And we like to talk about Cade Cunningham, and he sees what everybody else is getting on the market. I really think he just believes in himself. I really do. And you know what pisses me off the most is when they say he can't play with other people.
Bullshit.
Remember when they were saying that he couldn't play with Wiggins? Remember that whole narrative? He doesn't fit with Wiggins. They never gave him a chance. And then all of a sudden, back against the wall, playing with Wiggins, did well.
And
then
there's stories out there. I mean, this is like literally on record that players went to Kerr saying, like, why are you not playing them together? Like Draymond went to Kerr, I think, even and said, why are you not playing Wiggins and Kuminga? Like, there's so many decisions there, even the players are baffled by. But
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I'm offended. It's like, don't piss on me and tell me it's raining. I have watched this shit go on for too long, and I've had enough. I listen to the fans say, it's this, it's that, it's this, it's that. No, it's not. It's a personality conflict between Steve Kerr and Jonathan Kuminga. And I'm actually proud of Jonathan Kuminga because he's standing his ground. And I don't think anybody else does. You've got Wiggins that's left. You've got Jordan Poole that's left. You've got Kevin Durant that's left. And Klay Thompson. And you're going to sit here and tell me that Kuminga's the issue? Hello? If you're a true Warrior fan,
crazy.
You see the pattern. And not to mention Looney. Looney's been with them 100 years, and even he kicked the bucket and
did not say nice things on the way out either.
No, he didn't. So let's stop that narrative that Kuminga's not as good. Kuminga wasn't given a chance. Kuminga is only given a chance when their back is up against the wall. That's when he's given a chance.
Sharia, please come back. You're on fire.
I'm so pissed. I'm so pissed about the whole situation. I've been sitting here cooking and brewing for a couple of months. And I've had enough.
You're delivering.
And I said, you know what? Let me call in tonight. Because at the end of the day, you can't get mad at someone that knows their value and is not willing to budge.
Yes. Yeah.
He's not willing to budge. Who else do we have? And that's the thing that gets me. It's like they have this, it's like they're delusional. They have this attitude that it's like back in the day when they were winning championships. Who do you have? I don't see anybody. Do you see somebody? I don't see anybody. He's young. He's talented. And the shit they pulled last year was so offensive. So offensive. I wouldn't want to be on the team. And I love Kuminga and I want him on the team. It's just excuse my French, a mind fuck. Because I wouldn't want to be on the team, but I want him on the team. You know?
It is. You know, I follow 1,000%. Yeah.
I want him to do what's best for him. And a player option he should stick to. They're not in the position that they used to be in. It's almost like they're thinking that they're in the position that they used to be in. Yeah. So they're moving that way. No, sir. You're not in the position that you used to be in. This is your best bet. You're going into training camp with 9 players? Excuse me? It's embarrassing. And also other players around the league are watching that. It's not a place that other people want to go to.
Oh my God.
Okay. And if you can sit down, here's the thing with Steph, and I love Steph. When I say I love Steph, I love Steph.
Me too.
But his silence is very loud. It's very loud. And I understand that he lets the front office do their job and he just wants to play basketball. But you wasn't saying that when you guys went up there to, where the hell was it? West Bumfuck? I don't even know. I can't remember. The Hamptons, and talked to Kevin Durant.
You're right. Back in 2016. Yeah. Times have changed.
Yeah.
That's a good point. You're right.
So nobody can come and talk to and Jimmy Butler. You know how it feels. So nobody can come and talk to Kuminga and y'all can't figure this out. He's the young one. You're the old ones. Nobody wants to make this deal.
Oh my God, you're on fire.
I've been sitting cooking for a long time on this
cooking.
One. And I'm pissed.
You're cooking now. You're frying now. You're sautéing. I mean, you're on fire. You're killing it.
Pissed.
I'm gonna end the show the moment you're done. All right. So keep going.
I'm just pissed. I'm sorry. I'm pissed.
Don't be sorry.
We have
all pissed.
I like Al Horford. I love Al Horford, but let's face it, he fits the criteria of the rest of the old ones. Like, come on. You got to be kidding me. Like, what are we doing here? We're signing everybody and their aunt and their uncle but Kuminga.
Well, you've got a lot of fans tonight, Sharia.
It's ridiculous.
Where are you based, by the way? Are you in the Bay?
I'm in Jersey.
So where's the Warriors fandom come from? Is it Steph?
He's good.
He's damn good.
He's good. I used to play basketball in high school and I quit for cosmetology. So I'm a hairstylist in television and film, but my heart and soul bleeds basketball. And it's something that inspires me with my career that I'm in now. And when I see shit like this, it really pisses me off.
Yeah.
It really, really grinds my gears. And I sit here and I'm thinking, okay, I'm a female that loves basketball and I watch all the commentary and I like you because you're real.
Thank you.
You're really real. You're very direct. You don't back down. And I'm just like, it drives me. I'm screaming when you're screaming. Because I'm thinking
that's a compliment. I'll
what?
take that.
And
Thank you.
I like Pajensky, but there's no way in hell that Pajensky is starting and there's a huge issue with Kuminga. I don't understand it. And poor Moses Moody, he could be better too, but he's a different kind of personality. He's just happy to be there. Okay. He's just happy to be there. I love Gary Payton, but I saw something earlier where he was like coming in as a small forward. The fuck?
Power. There were games where he was a 4.
What in the?
Yeah. What exactly?
I'm so offended.
And Sharia, the people that we all share these same sentiments with all played. That's the one common thing I've noticed is like the folks who played can see that something doesn't smell right. And then the fans who are like kind of casual and, they're not fully dialed in and they, they mostly get their information from local media and so forth. They're all like, I don't get this, man. Kuminga's screwing the team over.
No, he's not.
Like, you don't get it. Yeah, you're missing. You haven't played. You just, yeah.
My thing is like, if I hate when they push the narrative of Steph's legacy. If Steph really wants his legacy to end well, he might want to speak up.
Well, and Sharia, I don't know if you like hearing this, and I haven't touched on this in a little while, but there are some people who think Steph has one foot out the door.
He's over it.
Like he said himself, like, right, the only thing he's still playing for is a 5th championship. Like, do not be surprised if after his contract expires next year, he retires. Like, I
think he will.
Yeah, he's, and that's part of the reason I think why he's not meddling more, because in his mind, he's just, dude, he's so busy. He's so busy. Like all of our lives are slammed and our plates are nowhere. Even with his assistants, he has incredible assistants. Like I've already mentioned all this: the family, the acting. Apparently, he wrote a book recently, and he plays basketball. He's one of the best to do it at same age as I saw this stat the other day, which blew my mind. He's the same age as Derrick Rose, who's already like in the next phase of his life. Like no one would ever talk about him coming back. Stephen Curry, people still think he's in his prime at the exact same age. It's remarkable.
What scares me is, and I don't wish this on anybody, but if they're banking on Steph, he's older. He's carried that team for years, and they're begging for an injury. I mean, it's time to turn the page. It's time to pivot. I mean, I hope that Quentin Post has been working out and working on his upper body strength. Because
and Guy Santos. I want some Guy Santos.
I like Guy Santos,
Me
but
too.
they don't give him enough. They don't give him enough because they depend on pods. And I'm just like, I'm just over it at this point. I'm a Warriors fan. I'm going to tune in. I'm going to get mad. I'm going to get angry. I'm going to watch it.
And then join us. And then
join you.
We're your spot. We want you back. You've immediately won over the audience here. Come back, Sharia, please. Will you?
I will.
Thank you. I'm gonna end the show right now. Any final thoughts?
Get that.
Anything you want to promote?
Yes. Well, my nail lacquer line, Navia Nail Lacquer. I do want to promote that. It can be bought at navianaillacquer.com. And also, like, my last thoughts are Quentin Post. You better be ready.
Thanks, Sharia.
That's it. Have a good night.
You too. Bye-bye.